So now you've got your table set up. It's height adjustable, so you can actually almost stand at it. Well, you can if you're my height. It's a good idea to have an adjustable seat like the one we've got here, an office style chair, so that you're really comfortable, particularly if you're sewing for any length of time. So we've got our Sweet 16 out of the box. Just be careful that when you take it out of the box, you don't lift it by either this. It has a label when it's shipped that says it's not a handle, so that you don't want to damage that. And also we don't recommend lifting it by either of these pods either side of here. Lift it underneath the free arm whenever you're putting it into the table or removing it. So here we've got our machine then, and we need to install the various accessories that we ran through. So here's our screen, and we've got our little screws, which might have been in the top of the machine when it was shipped. So to put this on, you just lay it on top of here, just flatten it out a little bit so you can actually get the bolts in there. Finger tight, and then tighten it nice and tight. Using the Allen key, the biggest one you've got. That's not the right one. That's the right one. It's a 5mm. It'll be in your kit. There we go. It's very quick to set up the Sweet 16. It's really easy. And then the flat grey cable, the end of it just goes in the connector on the left hand side as you're facing the machine. Then we need to put on the cone thread holder, and this will have a washer and a little nut, so just reverse them so that the washer is closest to the machine when you tighten it. So put the nut back on, and then the washer. Now when you put this into the body of the machine, just make sure you don't cross thread it. It's not ideal if you cross thread it. And you want it so that the loops are directly above the spindle of the cone thread holder. You'll have a spanner like this, and one end, the smaller end, is for doing the nut above the foot. It should be tight, but if it isn't, then you can tighten it with that. The other end is for doing this. Right, so we've got those two bits done. And one of the accessories I didn't mention is these clamps. They hold on the overlay. So we'll put the overlay in place in a moment, and then we've got the power cable. But for now, I want to put the machine in the table. Let's just scoot this around so you can see what I'm doing. So holding the machine by the free arm and the base, just feed it into the table. Most of the time we ship the machines with the machine threaded up and with a bit of tape holding the thread in place. We recommend that you don't undo that until you've seen how to thread it up. It's really useful to have that little help when you've never threaded a machine up before. It can look a little confusing, so leave that in place for now. Let's put in the power cable. Power cable goes in the back here. It's got a little clip just to stop that getting pulled out unintentionally. And then that's going to go in the surge protector so that if there is a change to the supply, it doesn't affect the machine. And then we've got the foot pedal, which just goes in the back here. And that is held in place with two little screws. You can actually use the bobbin adjustment screwdriver for that. Just want it so it's not coming out. Now, overlay. Overlay makes this a much smoother surface, and it comes in, it might be packed in with the table. it's got instructions on the underside. You don't really need those because we don't use the double-sided tape. You can leave that in place. Make sure the needle is up when you put the overlay on top of the table, and then just feed it in, and then the overlay can be held in place with these clamps. These clamps are just normally used for quilting hoops or embroidery hoops, and we thought they were great because you can just put them on like this, and it means that it doesn't wreck your table when you take the overlay off if you use the double-sided tape. I thought it was a bit of a shame to destroy the table. This overlay, generally it's used for with the true stitch, but I mean we use it all the time, have it in place. If you have any problems with the height of the machine, there is a kit that you get with the machine to help you adjust the feet if you need it. But talk to us before you do that. It might just be a question of just slightly adjusting it, but generally it's pretty straightforward. So there we go. That is our Sweet 16 all set up. And the next thing we'll do is we're going to talk about threading up. So see you on the next video. So that's the Sweet 16 all set up, power on button, little beep, and the light comes on, and you're all ready to go.